Looking for air fryer recipes for 1 or 2 people? I got you. Today I'm going to show you 4 complete dinners you can make in your entire air fryer for 1 or 2 people. And I'm so excited to announce to you that my brand new air fryer cheat sheet is here. Several months ago, I surveyed nearly 2,000 of my viewers, and you told me what foods you wanted to see on this cheat sheet. So thank you. My team and I narrowed the list down and went with about the top 85, 86 items. And then from my real life experience, we identified the correct air fryer temperature and the cook time for all of these foods. And you know how I love to use internal temperatures as a guide when I'm cooking food? So yeah, we listed that too. So now when you want to cook something up, rather than searching Google or flipping through my cookbook to find a similar food, you will find it right here. Go to airfryercheatsheet.com to learn more and get my cheat sheet in your kitchen. Are you ready for some air fryer meals for 1 or 2 people? Let's go. This one is a super simple barbecue chicken pizza recipe, and I think you're gonna love it. Now this one, you're gonna wanna grab some naan bread. These are some little mini ones, but you could get regular sized as well. And then of course some mozzarella cheese, some sliced red onions, some fresh cilantro, and then some barbecue sauce. This is my homemade barbecue sauce. It's in the cookbook, by the way, and I will also link to it down below. And then if you want, you could also do some marinara or pizza sauce, and then you'll need some cooked chicken. Now for dinners like this, I really love to use leftover chicken, but you might not have any leftover chicken, and this is where the cheat sheet comes in super handy because you just want to cook up some chicken. So instead of going to Google or searching through my cookbook to see how long to cook chicken, you just come right here. It's right here at the top. Chicken breast, cook temp 380. It's going to be cooking anywhere from 10 to 18 minutes, and that's because it just depends on how thick your chicken is, how big it is, but we tell you the internal temperature of 165 so you get it spot on. By the way, my daughter Haley, who's a college student, developed this recipe for you, and it's one of her personal favorites. Thanks, Haley. So what she likes to do is preheat the air fryer at 400, and just to kind of crisp up that naan bread a little bit and dry it out, she pops it in there while she's preheating it. I'm just gonna give it about 3 minutes. Okay, the air fryer is preheated. My little breads here are just nice and toasty. It maybe could have had a few extra minutes, and I'm gonna just put them right here on the liner. It's just gonna be easy to maneuver the pizza. Now, barbecue chicken pizza. One wouldn't necessarily think you would have a red sauce on there, but it's kind of a cool flavor combination. So I'm gonna go ahead and put red sauce on one of these little pizzas. And then to my cooked chicken, I'm just gonna add some of this barbecue sauce, however much you want. It's gonna help keep it from drying out as it all cooks up in the air fryer. Oh, and the barbecue sauce, I'm just gonna spread right here on this other pizza, and then go ahead and just spread your chicken right on top of your pizza. Now, if you're cooking up chicken just for this recipe, you'll probably just need 1 chicken breast, and that will give you some leftovers, possibly for like salad or another meal. And just throw on those other toppings however you like them. You could even do that cheese first and then put the chicken on top if you're worried about it flying around. I love fresh cilantro. It's one of those things. You either love it or you hate it. Let me know down in the comments below. I've got one child that absolutely hates it. It tastes like dirt to him. And then just some red onions, however much you like. Oh, and that's gonna be so good. Now remember how I had preheated this air fryer? Since I did my pizza right here, like I said, it's gonna be really easy to just pop that right in. And if you have an air fryer that's super powerful and is just gonna blow all of that around, just let it sit there for a couple minutes. It's gonna warm up the cheese, make it heavier, and then we're gonna cook it up. Okay, that's been sitting a couple minutes, and now I'm going to cook that up, punch this up to 380, and it really just needs anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. I'll give it 4. Oh, oops. I just read the directions Haley gave me, like all the way through, and the fresh cilantro, it goes on after you cook, so yeah. Okay, I am starving. That looks amazing. Okay, then just carefully lift it right out of the air fryer, and let's eat. Okay, nobody's home from school yet, and I'm starving. I cannot wait. This is the one with the red sauce, and that is so good. Haley, thank you for telling me about this. I'll show you what the kids think as soon as they get home. Eating the second one as well. I'm that hungry. And by the way, the cooked cilantro, just because it was just a few minutes, it really is not bad at all. Oh, and did I mention that I really like the one with the marinara base better than the barbecue base? It just is a little bit too strong with the all barbecue base, and with the marinara base just really balances out the flavors so nicely. Oh boy, look who's getting taller than me.
Me?
Oh, look who's also very, very much taller than me. This is Naan barbecue chicken pizza. Ready to try it?
Naan barbecue?
Like naan bread. N-A-A-N.
Oh.
Logan, give it a try.
Where's the barbecue?
What's in there?
I fake it. Whoa.
What do you think?
Whoa. Wait a minute. That was a good one. What?
What's that?
What?
This. Please don't say it's cilantro.
I've got one child that absolutely hates it. It tastes like dirt to him. The green stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cilantro.
Other than that, it's 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 for you? Logan, what do you think?
I think that's a 4.5 out of 5. It's pretty good.
For me, it was a 10 out of 5. It was so good. Yay.
Yeah, pretty buzzing.
You like it even with cilantro?
I don't like cilantro.
I love cilantro.
But it hasn't ruined the pizza for you, right?
Well, now that I tasted the cilantro, back down to 4.
These right here are my go-to pork chops. The brown sugar rub is amazing, and the recipe is in my cookbook. You can get it at yummyairfryerrecipes.com, but I'm also gonna give you this entire recipe right now. For this one, you just need some pork chops, and it's really not that much. Just some salt and pepper, garlic powder, paprika, ground mustard, and brown sugar, and a little oil. So I've got a tablespoon of brown sugar. I'll add a half tablespoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of pepper, half teaspoon of ground mustard, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. And if you want to, you could throw a pinch of cayenne pepper. And this right here is your rub. Just give that a nice little mix. And I've got my 2 pork chops here. They are pretty thick. And I'm just gonna lightly spray them with avocado oil. You don't have to have an oil sprayer. You could just pour some oil right over the top. And the point of this is a couple things. By the way, if you have some hard little brown sugar rocks like I do here, just crumble those up because we're gonna rub this right onto the pork chops. And back to what I was saying about the oil. The oil right now is gonna help us keep those spices right on the pork chop. Just sticks it. And you can either put the oil on before you put the rub on or after. I don't really think it matters that much. And then the oil is also going to help these get nice and hot and crispy on the outside. Now, sometimes what I like to do, because I still have leftover rub, is if you have other pork chops, go ahead and put the rub on and then just freeze them. And then you've got dinner for another night. And let's take a look. These are a good 1-inch thick pork chop. If you have thinner, you're going to want to cook them less. This one actually looks just a smidge thinner. So this one probably is going to be done before this one. And since this is a dry rub and I really don't feel like cleaning an air fryer today, I'm just gonna put these pork chops right here in this little air fryer liner. I know a lot of you already know this, but I list all of the things that I use in my Amazon shop so you can quickly find them. You can go to airfryertools.com to quickly find that. So we're gonna bring this up to 380. You can see there, pork chops, 380, and it's going to be between 10 and 15 minutes. We're aiming for that internal temperature of 145. And the reason for the range is because the thickness. It's going to depend on how thick your food is and how much time you're going to need. So I'm just going to go with 380 for 12 minutes. I'll hit my shake reminder and I can add more time if needed. Here's a tip for cooking 2 things at once in the air fryer. If you utilize the cheat sheet, and you can see we're doing pork chops right now, you could come over here and see if there's some frozen vegetables you would want to cook with it, or over here some fresh vegetables possibly. Pick something that kind of cooks in the same time range and just set it right next to it. Or if you have like a root vegetable or potato that takes a lot longer to cook, hard boil it in the microwave, then throw it in the air fryer when your protein is just finishing up cooking. There's a little shake reminder. I'm going to utilize that time for 2 different things. I want to check that internal temperature. Remember, we want to get this up to 145. And see, you can see this thicker one is a little bit cooler. Just going to use a fork to flip these. So I think we are pretty much right on track. I'm going to just let that finish up cooking. All right, it's smelling so good. Let's take a peek. I think about 123 over there. We're so close. So close. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm flipping these over one more time. And I'm going to give it just a little light spray. Pop it in. This time I'm going to bring it up to 400, but just for like 2 more minutes to crisp out that outer edge. And now Check that out. Ooh, it smells good. And temperature is spot on. Let's double check this thicker one. Looks so good. I'm gonna just let this rest right in the air fryer and we'll taste test in just a couple of minutes. Okay, these are called brown sugar rub pork chops. What do you give it?
Once again, that seasoning is kind of unique. Tastes kind of unique. Probably a 4 out of 5 for me.
4 out of 5? Same. All you need is 4 ingredients to get this entire meal on your table. This one's super versatile. You just need some frozen meatballs of your choice, some frozen veggies. I'm gonna use broccoli, some rice, or today I'm gonna use some riced cauliflower, and some teriyaki sauce. And since my meatballs are frozen, I just come to my frozen food list. I see that it's $350 for about 10 minutes. And here's my frozen broccoli. This one says $300 for 10 to 12 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is just throw some meatballs in my air fryer, just however many I need for the number of people eating, and then do the exact same thing with your veggies. And I'm gonna test something out. Usually I'll cook this on the stovetop or the microwave, but today I'm just gonna put a single serving here in a dish and slide that right into my air fryer. Just make everything fit in here. And let's just see how this does. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this right in my air fryer, and I'm gonna bring it down to like 340 just to compensate for the meatballs and for the broccoli. Let's just see how that goes. All right, my dual blaze does not have a shake reminder, and usually I do not need to shake, but I'm gonna add the teriyaki sauce now. You can just do a half cup, just kind of whatever looks good for you. It's really just an eyeball type of thing. Of course, it's kind of runny, but I'm gonna swirl that around because I kind of like it in my broccoli too. And I'm also just gonna stir up this cauliflower rice, see how that's going. It's definitely heating up, so it seems to be working fairly well. We'll just pop that in and give it about 5 more minutes and see how it is. And time is up. Got a nice little char on that cauliflower rice. Wow, wow, wow. And for meatballs, it says 160 for that internal temperature. Let's just take a peek here. These are coming in right about 140-ish. The broccoli's looking done though. All right, so when things like this happen, it's a simple fix. First, I'll go ahead and pull out that cauliflower rice, and I'll just pull out my veggies since they are nicely cooked. Then I'm just gonna spread these out a little bit. Probably let them roll in that glaze. Then I will put that right back in. And this time, just because I want it to char a little bit, I'm gonna crank it all the way up to 400 and just give it like 2 more minutes. Yeah, those are looking fantastic. Now, if your food has cooled down and you just want to reheat it, one option is to cover that with foil, which I did not, but you could cover it with foil to keep it hot while you wait for the other food to cook. Or like throw it right back in for that last minute of cooking. And it's just a quick little reheat. So I'll just do right back up to 400 for like 1 more minute to get everybody nice and hot. And now that smells wonderful. Okay, here comes meatball taste testing.
Just a bit of sausage. Look.
They're teriyaki meatballs.
Teriyaki.
Seth, what are you doing? What do you think?
Okay.
Mid?
I'd definitely give this a 4 out of 5, but it'd be a 5 out of 5 if it had like a certain sauce to it. Like if you had any sauce, it'd be really good.
Okay, I did throw teriyaki sauce on there, but it was just like thin.
No,
So
like,
it
yeah,
was
just something
thicker,
else like
something
dip it into.
Okay, all right. Okay, good, good, good. Thank you. I adopted a skillet recipe for the air fryer, and I think you're gonna love this sweet and sour chicken. For this one, we are going to start with a bag, and yes, you'll need a plastic bag or a brown paper lunch sack. And I'm gonna add about a half cup of cornstarch, and then just some salt and pepper, just to give it a little bit of taste there. Then pop that off and give this a good little shake. Then you want to cube up or slice some chicken. It's about 1 1/4 pounds. And for me, that came to about 1 1/2 chicken breasts. And the most important thing is just to get them somewhat similar in size. Now, here comes the fun part. We're gonna just shake this all up to coat that chicken. And remember how I said this is a skillet recipe? So I'm gonna use my dual blaze. If you have an air fryer that has a rack, go ahead and take that out. But if you have like the Kasori Pro 2, this will still work, but I'm just choosing this one. And since I'm really like frying up this chicken, I do want to preheat the air fryer. Even though it's the dual blaze and you really don't have to, I just really want that sizzle because I'm gonna utilize the oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and preheat that for about 5 minutes. And while that preheats, I'm gonna just go ahead and put my chicken here on a plate. We don't really want all of this cornstarch to transfer over into the air fryer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like dump on the plate so then I can just lift them out piece by piece. Okay, now I've got a sizzling hot air fryer. It's not really sizzling, but I'm gonna go ahead and coat the bottom of this with some oil. And I'm just gonna use tongs and shake off that extra cornstarch and place it in a single layer right inside the air fryer basket. And then I'm gonna give this one more spray. This is one of those times where I am gonna use a little more oil than normal, just because I'm trying to get that truly fried effect. Put this in and let's bring it up to 400 degrees, and we're gonna do anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes. We don't wanna cook the chicken all the way through. We just need to get browned, so I do want it up there at 400, and I'm gonna go for 6 minutes. Okay, now while that's cooking, we're gonna make the sauce. Start with a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce, and 1 teaspoon of garlic salt. Go ahead and give that a good mix. We're gonna add this to our chicken. Okay, here we are. Ooh, hear that sizzle? Let's just do a quick little temperature check here. Oh, yes, these are pretty well cooked through. So we've got to add the sauce. Now at this point, if you don't have an air fryer that has a tray you can remove, if you just have a basket, then go ahead and grab any oven-safe dish and you'll put your sauce right inside of it. And then you would throw your chicken right inside of that pot. But since I just have this nice open space here on the basket, I'm just gonna pour my sweet and sour sauce all over my chicken. Swirl that around a little bit to mix everything up. Now we're gonna cook this up right back at 400, and we just are gonna cook through with that sauce. So I'm gonna give it about 3 more minutes. And now, oh look, that's caramelized kind of nicely. Now I'm just gonna use a slotted spoon, pull this right out. If you had some rice ready, you could serve it right over some rice, or keep it covered up in a bowl and cook up some broccoli real quick. And see what's cool, since there was cornstarch all around that chicken, it really helped thicken up this sauce. You could thicken it up some more either on the stovetop or really even in this dual blaze air fryer with no problem. Sweet and sour chicken.
Whoa. I've never tasted anything like that before. That's really good.
You like it? I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars.
Wait.
I think maybe I don't love that sauce recipe, but I'm impressed that you could cook this, like the whole thing in the air fryer. That was pretty cool.
4 out of 5 for me.
4 out of 5. Okay. Now make sure you go to airfryercheatsheet.com to snag this amazing cheat sheet magnet, and you can watch more air fryer recipes right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.